in that area. What we're going to do is send it back over to Chief Meteorologist James Adelot for details on that.
Okay, we're looking again, high-res Doppler radar data right into eastern Haskell County. This is the community of Lafayette, and this is the circulation. Some bright reds here, bright greens here. This is located just east of Lafayette. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit and show you where this is in eastern Haskell County. And we're looking just to the southeast of Stigler. As this moves to the north-northeast, it looks like it'll pass just to the east of Stigler over the next few minutes as it continues to move toward the east. Now, so far, no severe thunderstorm warnings in Tulsa, but again, as we just had another spotter report. I'm not sure that fits too well. Actually, it really does. Look at, when I jump back over to Doppler radar data, and what I'm looking at are some really strong winds now in southern parts of Tulsa County as we look south of Bixby right now. Could be getting a little bit of radar interference here, but certainly looks like we've got some really strong wind sweeping through parts of southern Tulsa County right now. I'm looking at some of these high-resolution radar data, and it look like could be seeing a little bit of an embedded circulation there that might support some of these strong winds. But just had another near Owasso rainfall rate, just incredible, more than 2 or 3 inches per hour. So we're looking at southern Tulsa County right now. Could be seeing some pretty strong gusty winds from about Highway 67, 151st Street south, all the way down to Liberty Mounds and the county line right now, but I'm not really seeing. I saw the one report, not sure I'm ready to go with that just yet. And okay, is she standing by? Okay, let's talk to Sarah Whaley, who is around Lake Eufaula, as we continue to see this heavy rain. Sarah?
Hey, James. It's actually just in the last few minutes calmed down quite a bit. We were sitting near a gas station to make sure we were safe because their area around the Lakeshore Drive is actually already flooding over. But we were at a gas station and it wasn't raining at all, and then all of a sudden it just started coming down. I don't know if you just saw that lightning. It was coming down hard, fast. The wind was blowing. You could not even get outside without being blown around. So that's kind of blown through here in the last couple of minutes. But I can tell you, James, it did drop a lot of rain. So when it's safe, maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure when we're going to go check out what that's done to the lake. I can tell you the Army Corps of Engineers did shut down the north side of the dam today because they said it's just too dangerous. So it seems this part of the storm has moved through here. We're going to stay in safe areas and, of course, keep having updates for you here just throughout the night. We are live right now in McIntosh County. Back to you.
Okay, continuing to track the strongest of the rain, heaviest rain moving across eastern Tulsa. We just got a ham radio report of major flooding, major street flooding in East Tulsa near 90th East Avenue and 33rd Street. That would be just to the east of 31st and Memorial. So a heavy rain continues, flash flood warning continues. Again, we have stressed this for the last hour. You just need to stay where you are unless you're in a flood-prone area. Get out of that, move to high ground immediately. But if you're somewhere now, you need to stay there until this water goes away. And this rain is stacked up all the way to the south for another couple of hours. Let's check in with Ben Walnick. Ben, we've been also tracking this tornado warning now that's up into extreme southeastern Muskogee and western parts of Sequoyah County, too. Can you give us an update on that real quick?
Yeah, if we go ahead and take, we'll actually take Weather 3 on that, if we could take that full screen. And certified meteorologist John Boyer has been tracking that storm a little bit more closely here over the last few minutes and doing a quick storm track on that storm before he tosses back to me. John?
Yeah, I'll step out for a second so we can reset. We are looking at that tornado warning in Haskell County that also extends into a small part of Muskogee County. You see, this is Muskogee right here. There's Fort Gibson. This is a turnpike, and that's where it hits I-40. So basically that eastern sliver of Muskogee County, the western third of Sequoyah County, west of Salisaw. Here's our possible tornado there, east of Stigler, moving north about 40 miles an hour. And the communities in the path, Garland, 942, Tamaha at 951, Vian just about 10 o'clock. So take your tornado precautions in this area. This is, again, western Sequoyah County, northern Haskell County, and far eastern Muskogee County. This is not a tornado that you will be able to see. It'll be wrapped in rain, and obviously, of course, it is night as well, and we're accompanied by very blindingly heavy, almost tropical-like rainfall here in Green Country with rainfall rates of up to 2 inches an hour. In fact, just saw where Hectorville Earlier I'd mentioned in the 1 hour time frame it had 2 1/10 inch. Now in the past hour time frame it has 2.5 inches of rain. And of course, the rest of Metro Tulsa under a flash flood warning until the late overnight hours, talking 2, 3 in the morning for many of these flash flood warnings you see behind me. Also want to mention too, Rogers and Nowata County, no surprise there, you are also under flash flood warnings. Flash flood warnings for Okmulgee, Okemah, Bristow, Pawnee, Pawhuska, all the way back down into central Oklahoma, where they have had some very serious flash flooding today. James, what do you got?
12 to 18 inches of flowing water on South Sheridan, south of 41st Street in front of Sam's. Also, just received word on Twitter. If you have these flooding reports, get them to me on Twitter. 51st Street Memorial has been closed by the Tulsa Police because of street flooding as well. So major flooding continues. 4 cars stalled, some power out also in Bixby. So again, some gusty winds, but the big story really is this flooding. Let's check in with meteorologist Ben Wallach. Ben, what have you got?
Yeah, and if we could take our Weather 4 computer, you can see it behind me. Just look at the rain across the state right now, all the way up and down I-44, and unfortunately moving very, very slowly and tracking over the same areas. That includes the Tulsa Metro. We've been tracking this for several days, and we've been talking about there's going to be an area in green country that was going to see a lot of rain, and it sure looks like that's lining up right along Highway 75, including Tulsa. Let's check in for the first time. We haven't brought in Fox 23's Brittany Jeffers is here with some reports that we've been getting in from across green country, and we also have some crews out in the field. Brittany.
Now we have been situation over in Pryor. We know Rocklahoma has been going on there for the past few days. We've been checking in with them to see their plans in place in case of weather situation like this. They had to put them in place. We found out tonight they are evacuating the grounds tonight due to the weather out there. And as you mentioned, we do have our crews spread out. We have been checking in with them to just kind of monitor this. They were concerned about the camping area, the RVs, all the people that were going to be out on those campgrounds. Again, very muddy situation, very rainy situation. So at this point, they are postponing that. We do have one of our crews out in East Tulsa. We have Martina Del Bonta checking on the roads and the conditions out there. Martina, what are you seeing out there?
Brittany, let me show you this real quick. This is water. This is the kind of water that is collecting here on the ground. It is coming up right past my toes, as you can see. This is probably what you're seeing in your backyard. Now, as for the roads, let's walk over here real quick and I'll show you guys. It is collecting up here. You can see the water is just staying and is flowing places. That car right there, well, now it parked, but this is kind of what you're expecting if you go out on the roads. And this is the type of stuff that our meteorologists are telling you guys to be careful of, because this water is collecting out here in the flash flooding. The roads are wet and they have a lot of water on this right now. So we will continue to stay out here and bring you the latest about this weather. Reporting live from East Tulsa, Martina Del Bonta, Fox 23 News.
All right, thanks, Martina. And we do have several crews out there. Martina's out in East Tulsa. We've also got Sarah Whaley down near Lake Eufaula, where we've seen a lot of flooding and more rain on the way for that area that really hasn't seen much rain yet tonight. That's going to change here pretty quickly. A little bit of a reset, a lot of heavy rain across the area. We've basically got flash flood warnings now for almost all of green country, and if not, our eastern counties likely to see those flash flood warnings a little bit later this evening. We do have the tornado watch. That is in effect until 4 o'clock this morning. As far as severe thunderstorm warnings, starting to quiet things down. We still have our 1 tornado warning that's in effect for Haskell, Muskogee, and Sequoia counties. That's in effect here until 10:15. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9. We continue to track this threat, and we're continuing to see the storms across the area. Now, we have some new information really quick from Fox 23's Brittany Jeffers before we get it back to James to track the tornado warning.
Yes, as you mentioned, the cars out on the roadway right now, very dangerous situation to try to be out there and driving in this. We are hearing that there are cars stalled out right now, some underwater, almost underwater, around 41st and Memorial, 41st and Sheridan area. We just checked in with Fox 23's Martina Del Bonta out in East Tulsa. You see how quickly that water is rising. So to be out on the roadways right now, very dangerous. So again, as we mentioned, I just received information, cars stalled out almost underwater around 41st and Memorial and 41st and Sheridan. We can't reiterate it enough. The meteorologists have told you, we'll tell you again, don't be out on the roadways tonight if you don't have to. Our meteorologists right now tracking the situation in and around the area. We have Ashley Lincoln right now driving around 15th and Memorial. She has an update now on the road conditions out there. Ashley, what are you seeing?
Too deep. Back up.
Ashley can't hear us. We'll check back in with her. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist James Adelot.
Okay, still tracking one tornado warning southeast Oklahoma, one severe thunderstorm warning in Nowata and northern Rogers County, and just a whole slew of flash flood warnings. This is a critically dangerous scenario that is developing in Tulsa right now. Numerous reports of street flooding. We have one tornado warning still in effect for parts of Sequoia and Muskogee County, and also Haskell County too. Let's zoom into that. As we look on the left side of your screen, this is South Memorial from 41st Street all the way down to 51st. You can see the flashing lights. Police have this area barricaded right now, so it's lots of street flooding occurring in Tulsa right now. I'm going to take a little closer look at some of the warnings that are in effect. Again, on the right side of your screen, one tornado warning, one severe thunderstorm warning, but a lot of flash flood warnings in effect. And this is what's going to be the critical issue over the next really over the next several hours as this very heavy rain continues to fall. I'm going to zoom into this tornado warned storm. The circulation looks like it's just southeast of Stigler right now. We'll put a icon here. This is where I think the main circulation is, approaching Highway 9, just east of the city of Stigler right now. And as this moves to the north-northeast, and we'll do about a 30-minute track on this, it's going to be up close to Garland, Tamaha, and if it holds together all the way up to Highway 82 and I-40, that would be the Vian area. Critical danger in Tulsa is the flash flooding. If you aren't on Twitter, please, you can get on Twitter and follow my updates on Twitter. I'm retweeting all of these street closings and stall reports that I'm getting now from our Fox 23, not only the severe weather team, but also we're getting those just from the general public as well, and certainly appreciate all of those there helping us tell the story. You can always email your pictures to phototeam@fox23.com. And if you lose power tonight, you can see some of the lightning flashing. You can continue to watch our coverage on our Fox 23 live stream. That's on fox23.com and on our Fox 23 mobile app. But as I look in here just to the southeast of the Stigler Airport, this is where I still have a little bit of circulation indicated here just to the north of Highway 9. This is the Kanema area, southeast of the Stigler Airport. Stigler, of course, here, this is where Highway 9 comes out east side of Stigler, takes that little jog back to the north before heading east. So that's the rotation in eastern Haskell County. Still looks strong enough to present a little bit of a tornado threat. City of Tulsa, heavy rain is our big issue. There are no tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings in effect in Tulsa. The most heavy rain, the heaviest activity now, eastern half of the city, but so much more is just riding up. A lot more deep moisture moving into this from the south. Meteorologist John Boyer is standing by, and you've got more, John.
And maybe in the southern part of the Tulsa metro, you're noticing those really strong winds picking up too. We've had an observed gust to 49 miles an hour near Hectorville, and estimated wind speeds about that level towards Bixby and Broken Arrow. And on here, we have very strong outbounds, very low levels on terminal Doppler, James. So again, moving into Broken Arrow, some very gusty winds right now, along with that broad rotation we've been noting. No really tight, small rotation that would be indicative of a tornado, but certainly adding Wagner now to the flash flood warning. In fact, I'll just move over to a different map so you can see and there's the automated phone alert for that you're hearing. We have, now almost a majority of green country in a flash flood warning at this time, and that'll continue through the late overnight hours. Wagner, Metro Tulsa, down to Okemah, west to Oklahoma City, north to the Kansas line, everywhere in green here. This is all our flash flood warnings and all where we do not want to be driving tonight, and anticipate that even east of this, east of Highway 69, Tahlequah, Veneta, Miami, down to Eufaula, would not be surprised at all if we saw more flash flood warnings and instances of flash flooding as we go through the night. We can look at our rainfall just so far today over here on this map. And I will select a few areas to show you where we've had the highest amounts and the highest problems. It looks like around Okemah, Doppler estimated 3.4 inches of rain. Everywhere that we have the green, that's rainfall in excess of an inch, maybe up to 2 inches. And looking through the reports of flooding, it is coming in thick and fast right now. We've got 26th and 139th East Avenue, some street and yard flooding in that area. gusts to 50 miles an hour around the Warren Theater in Broken Arrow. We've got a video on the right side of our, or rather other side of the screen. That is that is from Ashley. Sand Springs video also that we'll be able to share with you with time. That looked like, based on the sign, that wasn't too far away from us here in near the station. Sand Springs, in fact, though, that's what we're looking at there. That is Sand Springs, a viewer-submitted photo of the water there rising on the cars in the parking lot. We've had a history of flash flooding with this big line of rain. Central Oklahoma has had quite a day of flash flooding, a lot of water rescues around Oklahoma City. This is video from Ashley Lincoln. And we've got you live there, Ashley. Can you hear us? And what you're seeing
on Memorial right now, we just crossed over Apple Place, and I can tell you that if you're driving out there, you need to be careful. We come across a lot of water on the roads. We're basically standstill back at Memorial and 15th Street. Now, we come across a lot of firefighters, police officers trying to pull people that are in the water. It's best to just pull over because you can't really tell.
Yeah. I'm sorry we can't hear what you're saying right now, Ashley, but we're going to do what we can to get back to you, and you can let us know what you're seeing out there. Wanted to also point out a 57-mile-an-hour wind gust observed in Bixby, where we saw those strong winds on the radar. And that is moving east through Broken Arrow. It's going to move into Wagner County, too. Wagner County was just placed under a flash flood warning, and as you can see behind me, there's Muskogee, there's Tulsa. This is what we're talking about for Wagner. The rain so far has been moderate to light compared to what's coming in. The video over here, that is in Broken Arrow. Some high water visible there off in the distance. Now this heavy rain and cells colliding with that heavy rain, making it more prolonged. That kind of a zipper effect you can see right here going through Creek County, Okmulgee County, now Wagner County, you're next. So Wagner County, be ready for flash flooding to occur quickly in a matter of minutes and certainly over the course of the next several hours. Send it back over to Chief Meteorologist James Adelon.
Okay, again, we're talking about some of these very strong winds in Bixby moving into Broken Arrow. This is Fox 23 Doppler radar, still looking at just tremendous flood-producing rain falling over Broken Arrow, most of the city of Tulsa right now. As we take a little closer look at the high-res Doppler radar data here on the right side of your screen, this is 169 here, Hillcrest and St. Francis South, Union 9th Grade Center, TCC Southeast. Now, as we get into these very bright reds up into yellows and oranges here, these are very strong winds moving from northwest to southeast. You can see, look at the standing water on the left side of your screen. I'm not sure where that video is from. It's in the metro area somewhere. Just unbelievable street flooding taking place right now. This is going to be a very catastrophic night for street flooding. You just need to be prepared to stay where you are. Street flooding is going to be our main issue. We're also seeing this one little area of very strong wind moving across the south side of Broken Arrow. St. John's BA, Bass Pro, Rhodes Elementary, Central Broken Arrow, Rose District area, Haskell Middle School, Oakcrest Elementary, Wood Elementary, all the way south to the Freshman Academy right now. This is continuing to move toward the east across the city of Broken Arrow. So this is something that we will be tracking very, very closely. So far, the wind gusts have stayed at or below 60 miles per hour. We now have a new severe thunderstorm warning for this and for the wind. I'm going to take this. I'm going to jump back all the way and show you that warning because there's the new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect. We've seen several reports of wind now, especially along the leading edge of this line of storm. So I want to do an updated track for you. And what we're looking at right on the leading edge of this is going to be the strongest zone of wind. And as this moves to the northeast, here's the track. Expect wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Again, this is the secondary concern. Flooding is the primary worry with this rain right now. Oneida, Tiowa by 9:55, Foyle 9:56, Bushy Head in Rogers County at 9:59, Chelsea and Inola also, Rogers County at 10:06 to 10:07, Cattail 10:12, Sunsweet by 10:17. So the very heavy rain continues to fall as we look at video on the left side of your screen. This is driving video in Tulsa. A lot of the roads starting to get flooding. Of course, you remember this is if I can do the math, the 31st anniversary of the catastrophic Memorial Day floods in 1984. Now, we're certainly not ranking this up with that, but if this rain continues, it's going to still be a very dangerous flooding situation. There you can see 15th and Memorial, some Good Samaritans and very wet Good Samaritans helping push a stalled car out of flooded roads. Want to just check here. Elwood at South 116th, we've got 6 inches of water flowing over the road. Goodness. Lots of reports north of Stigler, over in Haskell County, a wall cloud as well. So again, winds, be prepared for winds in this zone. Rogers, far eastern Tulsa, western Wagoner County, winds between 50 and 60 miles per hour. Check in with Ben Walnick now. He's got an update as we get it from Severe Weather Team. Ben Walnick, go Ben.
And we are continuing to track the flooding potential. We're still seeing some stronger storms out there, but this has turned into a flooding event. The video you're seeing right now is from Sarah Whaley near Lake Eufaula. Not seeing much rain right there. I do want to address that the video you're seeing from all of our folks out there that are tracking through the heavy rain and the flooding, they're trying to get to locations where they can set up and get off the roadways, because that's what we want you guys to do. We don't want you to be out driving out there. Wherever you are right now tonight, you need to be staying indoors. I just got a report in from our storm tracker in the field, James Rogers. We had him talking earlier. He's on his way back to Tulsa to try to get home. He's at Highway 75 in Hectorville. Says the road is completely flooded, very hazardous. Stay off the roads down there. That's the location John was talking about that saw more than 2.5 inches of rain in just about an hour.
New closure, the on-ramp onto the Creek Turnpike east at Memorial is closed because of that flooding too. So this is a very, very serious situation right now.
Another report, South Admiral at 193rd East Avenue, at least 16 inches, so about 1.5 feet of water flowing over the roadways. And I do want to reiterate, it only takes about that much, just over 1 foot of flowing water, to float and push a vehicle off the road. We've already, unfortunately, heard of some reports of some roads off, some vehicles off the road. We're hearing of some cars that have already potentially are floating out there, and that's going to be something that we're going to continue to track through the night. As you can see the radar behind me, this rain's not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, the heaviest line of that rain is lining up right in the Tulsa metro, slowing down almost to a complete stop. And that's why we have such a dangerous situation here, where we're seeing upwards of 2 inches of rain falling in less than an hour. You can see from our crews out there that have pulled over the side, there's just water on the roads. You're seeing that car trying to cross that intersection, and it looks like that car almost just got completely immersed in water. Do we know where that video is from? In the booth where we're looking at right now. I believe we're in the Tulsa Metro looking at that shot, pretty close to East Tulsa. We're seeing just reports coming in over and over again of the flooding that we're seeing across the area, especially from Tulsa into the west. And again, just a dangerous, dangerous situation, and this is going to be around through the overnight hours. We'll be here tracking this threat. We still have one tornado warning in effect that James has been talking about. That is for parts of Muskogee County, Haskell County, and into Sequoyah County. That is tracking to the due north. Right now, I'm not seeing much rotation with that storm at this time, so that's at least some good news. A little bit of rotation here near the Garland and Garland area. That's tracking due north, so that'll be actually crossing I-40 here in the next 20 to 30 minutes. But the heavy rain potential is what we're seeing widespread across the area and what we're most concerned with at this time. The heavy rain is East Tulsa, Broken Arrow. Right now, likely seeing rainfall rates about 3 inches an hour, and you're seeing some of the video from it right now on the screen.
Water on South Memorial in Bixby from 121st Street south all the way to the Arkansas River.
1 to 2 feet of water right now. That's Highway 64 and 121st South Street in Bixby. Points to the south have 1 to 2 feet of water on the roadway, and that's there right over where the river crossing is. Very dangerous situation. The flash flooding threat, the flood threat in the creeks and the rivers starting to overflow. Again, there's nowhere for this water to go. The lakes are full, the rivers are full, the creeks are full, and the ground is saturated. So this water is just going to run off right onto the roadways, and that's why we're seeing flooding immediately across the area. We have Sergeant Cooper on the phone. Let's toss things over to Fox 23's Brittany Jeffers, who's going to talk to Sergeant Cooper.
Sergeant Cooper, can you hear me? This is Sergeant. We're trying to get in touch with Sergeant Thomas Cooper with Broken Arrow Police to get an idea of what it looks like in that area right now. But we are keeping our eye on road closures in the area. We know right now near 7600 East 51st there is some high rising water. We've seen our crews driving around near East Tulsa as well as along Memorial. We know 91st and 169 exit right now. There are some cars that are stalled out in the water. 51st and Yale right now, as well as 101st and Sheridan. Also rising water, 41st in Sheridan. So we just continue to see that these roadways out here, the water just continues to rise out here. We've been checking in with our crews who are driving around in safe areas to try to get a look at what we are dealing with. But as our meteorologists have reiterated over and over again, if you don't have to be out tonight, do not drive. We are seeing several areas here right now. You're looking at Memorial where the rain continues to come down. Some cars are still out on the roadways, but we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist James Adelot, who continues to track the severe weather for us. James.
Okay, we still have this severe thunderstorm warning. Rogers, Wagner, Tulsa County. Again, we're looking at video on the left side of your screen. I'm going to stop right now. I want you people in the newsroom to get this message to the reporters right now. Tell them to stop driving in flooded roads. We're telling people not to do this, and our reporters are still doing it. They need to be where they are, stay there, set up a live shot, and be safe. Stop driving in flooded roads. It's very dangerous. Now, let's go on to our tornado warning coverage right now because we have a potential rotation here just to the northeast of Garland right now. This is just southwest of Tamaha, moving to the north. This is northeast of Stigler right now. I'm going to jump back. As we look on the left side of your screen, we've got some heavy rain falling here. And again, we're really focused in on this flash flood threat in the city of Tulsa right now. So again, as our crews get to safety and stop driving around on the roads, we're looking at a potential tornado just to the northeast of Stigler Airport, and this is going to be very close to Tamaha. This tornado warning remaining in effect until 10:15. So that's the circulation right here. Moving to the north, if it holds together over the next 30 minutes, this is going to be very close to Tamaha and then crossing Interstate 40 close to Vian. Now, I want to give you some exit numbers on Interstate 40. This is west of Salisaw, west of Dwight Mission Road. So anywhere from the Highway 82 exit, that's mile marker 297 on Interstate 40, all the way over toward 291. That's Highway 10 as it takes that exit on up toward Gore. Upson Siding, Vian, Tamaha, that circulation just to the southwest of Tamaha. Here it is. Stigler, you're okay. You're in the clear in Stigler, and this is the only tornado warning that we have ongoing right now. The only severe thunderstorm warning we have ongoing right now is for this line of thunderstorms that could be producing some very strong wind as it sweeps east from the eastern edge of Broken Arrow back into parts of Rogers County. And as we track this out over about 30 to 35 minutes, Tioga, McFarland, Inola, Howard, New Alloway, Chelsea, and toward Pryor by 1026. Here is the critical part that we're dealing with. Look at the flash flood warnings. As this line of thunderstorms progresses east, we're also seeing the flash flood warnings now progress east. So nearly everyone to the west of Highway 69 in a flash flood warning right now. And the reports I'm getting as I come over here just to check my Twitter feed, we passed on the Bixby flooding update on Highway 64. That's Memorial Drive from 121st Street South all the way into Bixby. That's the corner of McDonald's on the southeast corner, and it's really low-lying river bottom land all the way over to the Arkansas River. And that's why we have really very poor drainage there too. So again, you don't need to be driving around. If you are in a safe spot, not in a flood-prone spot, you need to just stay where you are. That's not only for our viewers and the folks following us on Fox23.com right now. That goes for our news crews too. So severe thunderstorm warning continues. Let's check in. Martina Del Bonta, you're at 15th and Memorial. Tell me you're safe. You are. Good. Excellent. What are you seeing? Okay, Martina's talking, but we don't hear Martina, so we will look at her shot and try to rectify the audio situation there. Needless to say, very heavy rain and electronic equipment don't mix very well, so it just takes a little bit of water getting into some of that
something back there.
Situation.
The shot's hot.
Yeah, if I could tell our producer to take that out of my IFB. Talking to audio in there. But let's check in with John Boyer. Severe weather team coverage continues. John, want to update again. That tornado warning is 15 more minutes. Haskell, southeast Muskogee, western Sequoia County.
Point out that according to emergency management, Gore and Vian have activated their warning sirens. Report coming to us here from Tulsa, 31st and Yale vicinity with the B8 underpass, a flood-prone area. That has become impassable due to street flooding. One more thing I wanted to point out about this flash flooding safety issue is that people caught in flash flooding, people have to go rescue them too. So that's putting lives in danger